So we're here to demonstrate and to talk about velocity. So speed and velocity are very similar things, but they are different. Speed is at a rate at which something travels. The rate at which something travels, you have to have distance and you have to have time in order to calculate that. And velocity is pretty much the same thing, but velocity is the rate at which something travels in a particular direction. So you could say the navigational system as traveling north, south, east, or west, or traveling forward, backwards, to the left, or to the right. Just a particular direction is the way velocity is calculated. But we are going to demonstrate this, so check this out. So before conducting your experiment, you need to know the distance between where you're going to throw the ball to your target. And so we measured it out, and it's 15 feet. So your velocity is going to equal your change of distance over your time it takes to get there. Distance divided by time equals your velocity. And because this velocity, we are throwing it in one direction, that's why we will call this velocity. And then we will be able to calculate our time. What we were going to do is we are going to calculate it by how much time goes by frame in our video, and we will be able to see how fast it gets there. So now let us perform. Okay, now that we have performed our experiment, now it is time to calculate our calculations. So let's review. Velocity equals the change of distance over your change of time. Right now, our change of distance is measured in yards, and our time is measured in seconds. So we had a 15-yard throw. And the time it took to get there was 0.423 seconds. And so since it's velocity, it'll be traveling in a certain direction. So our velocity is going to be 15 yards over 0.423 seconds. Now our answer will come out how many yards per second. And we can translate that to miles per hour. And there is 1,760 yards in 1 mile. That is our conversion factor. There's also 60 seconds in 1 minute, and there's also 60 minutes in 1 hour. That is the calculations we are going to use to go from 15 yards per 0.423 seconds to miles per hour. So we're going to go ahead and perform our calculation. So 15 divided by 0.423 equals 35.46. So that would be 35.46 yards per second. So the ball was traveling 35.5 approximately, 35.5 yards per second. So now we want to get to miles per hour. So now what we need to know is we need to know how many yards are in a mile. So now we're going to take our 35.46 yards and we are going to convert it into miles. So in 1 mile, there's 1,760 yards. And we know that we're doing it right whenever our it equals 0.02 miles. So what it's saying is 35.46 yards is equal to 0.02 miles. So now that we know our miles, all we have to know now is our calculations to hours. It's going to travel 0.02 miles per second, since we have not changed our time yet. So now we are going to calculate our numbers for minutes and 2 hours. So there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So 60 seconds goes on top so that we can cancel out. 1 minute cancels. So now there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, so that cancels. And so now we are at where we want to be. So now we have to multiply 0.02 miles times 60 and then times 60. And once we do our calculations, we find that that is equal to 72. So that means that we are throwing approximately 72 miles per hour. And there you have it. Our end result is our change of distance, which was at 0 yards to 15 yards. And our change in time, which was from whenever we threw the ball, which would have been 0, is whenever we calculated it, to 0.423 seconds. Velocity equals your change of distance over your change of time in a particular direction. So the end result was 72